And now, Viking Radio Theatre presents the second chapter of our multi-part serial.
In the year 2057, a generational spaceship was sent into space to push the limits of human exploration. Some of the crew with advanced skills were put into cryostasis to preserve knowledge of the ship. The rest have lived and died on board, each generation changing the culture of this contained world, waiting for the day when the sleepers awake.
Lost Souls, starring Lauren Odie, Aubrey Dangel, and Mitchell Parker. Episode 2, A Web of Secrets. Written by Laura Munger, directed by Julia Rutledge.
Laura, you need to get up. We have to leave for our work shift.
What time is it? How long have I been asleep?
It's 0600. You've been asleep for about 8 hours.
Nothing compared to however many decades I slept the night before. I wish I knew how long I was actually in that cryo pallet. I don't suppose knowing that would make any difference right now.
I guess not. Here, have a fiber pack. We have to hurry to get to work.
Work?
Yeah, if you're going to be hiding in the fourth ring, you have to do as the laborers do.
Which is to say, labor.
Exactly. Here, you can borrow some of my clothes. Yours don't quite blend in.
Okay, but won't people notice a new face regardless of what I'm wearing?
Are you joking? As far as the upper rings are concerned, we don't even have faces.
What about the other laborers?
For now, if anybody asks, we'll tell them what I told Henry yesterday. You're a laborer named Sarah who's been working in some out-of-the-way corner of the second ring. It just so happens that whoever's asking hasn't really met you yet. It's rare, but it happens.
Sounds reasonable.
It won't fool people for long, but that doesn't really matter. I don't think many people will be asking questions.
Won't people want to know who I am?
I would trust any of these people with my life, but...
What they don't know, they can't be forced to tell or accidentally reveal.
Exactly. Come on, we have to get to the tube that leads to the third ring. There'll be guards there. They'll ask you for your work ID number. Every laborer gets one when they enter the work pool. It's the only identifier that the computers officially acknowledge. They don't even accept names.
What do I say when they ask?
Tell them that you're worker 14327.
Why that one?
A woman, Angela Morris, died recently. I haven't registered her death yet, so the guards still think that the number is a valid work ID.
Won't someone eventually realize she's dead? I mean, it seems like it would be hard to hide the body.
Well, she's probably in the best hiding place on Sol right now. When you woke up, I put her body in your place.
That's a good plan, but there's a problem with that.
What?
The suspension system monitors brain function and other vital signs. A dead body might stay preserved in there, but the system won't read any of the vital signs.
And if somebody notices, there could be trouble. Jang. You're right, Doctor. Hopefully 7 is still working in that section.
7?
Maximillian Kramer the 7th. He's the caretaker who was on duty when you woke up. He wants to keep this quiet just as much as we do. Look out, we're about to reach the checkpoint.
How could I miss it? Those guards are wearing full-body combat suits, for goodness sake.
Work ID?
23821.
14327.
Very well. Move along.
Oh good, they fixed the anti-grav in this hallway.
Huh. Back when the Sol first left the Earth, this was astounding, cutting-edge technology. And now it's taken entirely for granted.
Oh, we don't take it for granted. Not when it breaks as often as it does.
So, where are we headed?
Second ring. We're both on cleaning duty. You've been assigned to the aft infirmary. Just look for the blue cupboard in the back corner. That's where all the supplies are. Do you know how to get there from the third ring? It's fastest if we split up there.
Of course. Where are you working?
The sleeper section, same as yesterday.
I'm sorry, you can't go in. This section is temporarily restricted.
What?
No one is allowed inside for now, on the orders of Caretaker Kyong.
Why?
You're not cleared to know that, I'm afraid.
But I work in that section.
Really?
I've been assigned to work here for the next 2 weeks to monitor the sleepers.
I can assure you that they are being well looked after in your absence. Now, if you can move along, I'm sure you'll be notified when the restriction is lifted.
Fine. I wonder what's going on. What if someone realized that Dr. Williams woke up? What if they know I helped her escape? Yang, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, Max, keep calm. You just have to find out what's going on in there. There should be an access panel somewhere along here. There we go. Ooh, wow, it's dusty in here. Now I just have to squeeze in and find a ventilation grate I can look through.
I can't believe there's another one. What is this, the second in 3 months?
Yes, it seems to be happening more often now. It used to happen only once a decade or so.
If it keeps going like this, there won't be any sleepers left.
Yang!
What was that?
It sounded like it came from the wall.
Maximillian Kramer the 7th, get out here this instant.
Yes, sir.
What in the name of all the sleepers were you doing, Mr. Kramer? Eavesdropping on your superiors is a grave misconduct. Well, what is your explanation?
I'm sorry, Caretaker Kyong. It's just, when I heard that something was happening in the sleeper section, I couldn't help but wonder if I had done something wrong yesterday. And I decided that I just had to know. I had to know if I had somehow endangered the sleepers.
I'd like to have a private word with Mr. Kramer.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kramer, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you over to security to take care of. This kind of behavior is unacceptable.
I don't think that's really necessary, sir. You can trust me.
Really, Mr. Kramer? Why should I trust you? Just another farmer who thinks he can make it in the second ring.
A caretaker is all I've ever wanted to be, sir.
What about your family?
I left them behind when I came here. I am a caretaker before anything else.
You truly want to be the best caretaker you can be?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely.
Keep in mind, Mr. Kramer, if I have any doubts, I will not hesitate to call security.
I understand, sir.
Well then, take a good look around, Mr. Kramer.
Is that a corpse, sir?
It is.
Who is it?
Dr. Laura Williams, according to the pallet she was in.
You mean she's a sleeper?
I'm afraid so.
Soul, this is terrible. What does it mean, sir?
Mean? Not much, I should think.
But, sir, sleepers can't just die. It must be a sign or something.
She's not the first sleeper to die, and I doubt she'll be the last.
What? Others have died?
Mr. Kramer, did anything unusual happen yesterday?
I don't think so.
Strange. There's usually some indication before this kind of thing happens.
There were some, weird electrolyte and cardiac readings from one of the pallets, but when I went and checked, there didn't seem to be anything wrong.
Was it pallet 157?
Yes, sir.
Well, don't feel too guilty, Mr. Kramer. I'm sure there was nothing you could have done to save her, even if you had realized something was wrong.
Thank you, sir? But what did you mean before about this not being the first sleeper to die?
It happens. This is the 8th since I began overseeing the cleanup of these incidents. When it happens, we quietly remove the body, attach biodata simulators to it, and put it back in the pallet. Nobody except the caretakers involved are ever any the wiser.
Then why are you telling me any of this?
You have some of the highest test scores I have ever seen, despite your family history. You have some potential, if guided in the right direction.
Thank you, sir. But I have to ask, shouldn't we be telling people about this? Don't they have a right to know that they're dying?
That's quite enough of that kind of radical talk, Mr. Kramer. You were a farmer, you know what the sleepers mean to the lower rings. If they found out about this, it would be chaos. You are a caretaker now, Mr. Kramer. You have greater responsibilities.
Yes, Caretaker Kyong.
What were those caretakers doing when I was coming in?
Oh, they were just finishing up some unscheduled maintenance.
Lucky they didn't notice anything wrong with Dr. Laura's palate.
Yeah, really lucky.
Listen, Seven. We've got to do something to trick the sensors into thinking that the body we put in Dr. Laura's palate is actually producing vital signs.
Ha! Don't worry about that, miss. Take a look at the monitor here.
Ooh, wah. You've already taken care of it. You're smarter than I thought.
Hardly.
What's got you down?
I don't know. Yesterday I was on the verge of fulfilling a dream my family's had for generations. But today, it's like all my beliefs are being stripped away one by one.
Is there something you want to tell me?
No, there isn't. How do I know who to trust when everybody's hiding something? Nothing.
You aren't having second thoughts about covering up Laura's awakening, are you? Because it's not just a matter of you getting in trouble with your bosses. They would bring security in, and you do not want to be in trouble with security.
No, I'm not having second thoughts. Not about that.
Hey, Sarah!
Oh, hello. Henry, right?
Yep. Heading back to the fourth ring?
Yeah, you?
The same. Are you feeling better?
Yes I am. How did you know I wasn't well?
I helped Sam get you down to the fourth ring after you collapsed.
Really? Well, thank you.
You still look kind of pale. Do you think you should see a caretaker?
No, I'm fine. Just overworked myself, that's all.
As long as you're sure. You know, it's funny. I've never met you before yesterday. And now I see you again. Hey, what are you doing?
This is a door to the first ring.
Yes, it is.
Funny, there are no guards here.
There will be if we don't get moving, Sarah.
If there are guards at the entrance to the third and second rings, why are there no guards here?
I don't know.
Aren't you curious?
No, I'm not. Please, Sarah, let's go.
All right.
Thank you. Come on, let's get to the third ring before anything else catches your attention.
But I don't understand why there are no guards.
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't make sense. There are guards everywhere else. Why not there?
There don't need to be. Nobody can get in there anyway.
Has anybody tried? Has anybody bothered to...
Sarah.
What?
Please just stop talking about it.
All right.
Sam says I talk too much.
Hey, Dr. Laura. I wasn't expecting you to be done this early.
Turns out I have an unfound talent of sweeping floors.
Right. Oh, make sure you have your worker ID number memorized for when we get rations later.
Why?
Ration allocation is based on labor hours, so you need your worker ID to authorize the release of the rations.
What about people who can't work?
You get used to being hungry.
This is insane.
Well, how did you do it?
We used money.
Money?
Yeah, money. Currency. It's a means of exchange based on granting arbitrary value to some object, and I suppose that sounds a bit complicated too, huh?
A bit?
Okay, a lot complicated.
Tell me more about Earth.
Earth? It's huge, and chaotic, and messy, and precious. It's just another rock in space, slowly circling an entirely unremarkable star, and yet, when you're standing on its surface, it's so much more.
If it's so wonderful, why would you want to leave?
Why does anybody leave home? We left to expand our horizons. We left to access new resources. We left to increase our species' chance of survival. We left to prove that we could.
To grow up.
Exactly. Only now I'm not sure that we'll ever get a chance to. The Soul wasn't the only ship to leave Earth. There was a whole fleet, and now the rest seem to have disappeared and nobody knows where we are or where we're going.
There's only one way to find out. We have to get to the first ring, the pilot's ring.
I agree. There's someone up there who knows what's going on, someone who was able to take advantage of the damage to ACHIM to hide the basic facts of this ship's existence from every person aboard.
We need a way into the first ring. You know the structure of Soul better than anyone else. Is there a way?
I don't know. When we were designing the Soul, we tried to consider every contingency. This wasn't one of them. Okay, let's start with the basics. Who comes in and out of the first ring?
As far as anybody knows, the guards are the only ones who go both ways.
Both ways?
Sometimes people go in, but they don't come out. Once, when I first started cleaning in the second ring, I saw a man, a laborer, being taken in by security. He was never seen again.
Who are the security guards? How do they fit into all of this?
Well, there are ways for people to move up a ring if they score high enough on the aptitude tests. Our caretaker friend, Max the 7th, his family are farmers, but he managed to move up a ring. Probably through a combination of high test scores and favors his family has done for the caretakers, but laborers are pretty much guaranteed to never be able to advance beyond the 4th ring. Most of us don't even bother to get any education beyond the basic literacy requirements. Laborers enter the work pool young. We have to. Our families need the rations. Sometimes if a laborer demonstrates some extraordinary talent, they're allowed to move up. That happened to my brother Rob, but it's incredibly rare.
And that's the only way a laborer can move up?
Well, there is one other way.
What?
By joining security.
You don't mean that those people out there, keeping the laborers penned into the 4th ring...
Yep. Almost all of them were once laborers.
That's horrifying.
It's the reality we have to live with.
But who's in charge of the guards? The pilots?
That's what I think, but since we never see the pilots, we can't really know for sure. There are stories, though.
Stories?
They say that the head of security is a pilot who wears armor just like the guards and actually comes down from the 1st ring disguised as an ordinary guard just to spy on us. That way, they can know firsthand what's going on in the 4th ring. That's partly why we're so careful. You never know if you're dealing with a normal guard or not. It's not like we can tell who's behind the masks.
That's terrifying.
They're just stories.
Well, what about you, Sam? You're smart, really smart, and you're a natural leader. Why are you still in the 4th ring?
I don't think I could do it. The 4th ring, it's where my family is from. It's where my friends are. It's where I belong. I just couldn't leave it all. Let's get back to work on figuring out a plan.
Okay, the obvious ways into the 1st ring, the anti-grav halls between it and the 2nd ring, are probably very secure. Secure enough that they don't even bother to post guards there. If the only people who get into them are prisoners or guards, it would be pretty hard to sneak in through there. What we need is a way in that isn't obvious, that somehow is so alien to security's priorities that they don't even consider it an access point.
Oh, hi, Henry.
Sam, could I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
In private?
All right. Let's go to your pod. Bye, Sarah.
Where does nobody bother to go? Not even security. ACHIM?
What can I help you with, Dr. Williams?
I don't suppose you've decided to be cooperative and grant me full creator access?
I am unable to do that.
I thought as much. Oh well, it's not your fault, ACHIM.
Correct, Dr. Williams.
Now, was that sass or irony?
Perhaps it was both.
What, you don't know for sure?
Humor is complex. I am an advanced computational system. You may draw your own conclusions, Dr. Williams.
That was definitely sass.
Indeed, Dr. Williams. Is there anything else I can help you with?
As a matter of fact, there is, ACHIM. Do I have access to the details of the work schedules and related information?
Yes.
Excellent. ACHIM, I'd like to see details on all the current engineering teams. Or to rephrase in the present vernacular, show me where the fixies are.
What's bothering you, Henry?
Who is she, Sam?
Henry.
I know all your reasons for not telling people everything. You're trying to protect us. I understand. But I still need to know, Sam.
She's somebody who needs our help, Henry. Not only that, but she's somebody who can help us in return.
Sure. Great. I accept that, but Jang, Sam, she's not normal. She's not like any caretaker or farmer I've ever met. And she's certainly no laborer. She's obviously smart, and yet there are basic things she doesn't seem to understand. And somehow, even though nobody had ever seen her before yesterday, you seem to trust her completely. Who is she?
You're right, Henry. I do trust her. Partly it's out of necessity. We need her help, but it's not just that. I guess I just have a feeling about her. As for who she is, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
It's better if you don't know.
Sam, I trust you more than anyone in the fourth ring, but I need to know. I won't tell anyone. You know that.
I can't do that. It's not safe for you to know.
It's not safe to talk about the pilots and the caretakers the way we do. I'm willing to take the risk, Sam.
When did you get so brave?
Following you around.
Okay. You win. Her name is Dr. Laura Williams. She's a sleeper, Henry.
You're right. I don't believe you.
You know I wouldn't lie to you about something this important. She woke up yesterday. I don't know why exactly. Some sort of accident would be my guess, a malfunction or something. I was cleaning up there when it happened. I realized that I needed to talk to her before the caretakers got to her. She knows so much that we've all forgotten, Henry. She built Soul. She designed it.
Ooh, what? But Sam, this is dangerous. If security found out that we were hiding a sleeper down here, they'd cut rations again. Or worse. Can we afford to protect her?
I know it's risky, but with her help we might be able to find a way into the first ring. In there we can figure out exactly what the pilots are hiding from us. Not only that, but there's Dr. Laura's own fate to consider.
What do you mean?
Well, there are 3 things that could happen if security gets a hold of her. 1, she's put back to sleep. 2, they decide she's an unacceptable risk and kill her.
What? Even those jabbers wouldn't kill a sleeper.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, but that's not even the worst possibility. The third option, and the one I would choose in their shoes, is to keep her awake and alive and use her knowledge to tighten their grip on Soul even more.
Shang.
So you see why we have to protect her.
What was that all about?
Henry had concerns about hiding you. Personally, that's not what worries me. 7 is what worries me.
The caretaker who's helping us?
Yeah, only I think he might be having second thoughts about that.
What, do you mean he might tell someone what he did yesterday?
No, I think he's smart enough to realize what security might do to him if they found out. It's just that he seemed awfully on edge earlier when we talked. Something about that conversation was off. Maybe he's realized the implications of you waking up.
Implications?
People worship the eternal sleepers. You're the watchful guardians of Soul, and you waking up kicks the whole thing right out of the proverbial airlock.
I've never heard that proverb before.
What, don't you have airlocks on Earth?
No, actually we don't. But Henry's right, isn't he? It would be safer for everyone in the fourth ring if I weren't hiding here.
Maybe. But I think it could all be worth the risk if you're able to help us.
I think maybe I can.
Have you thought of a plan?
The beginning of one, at least.
Let's hear it.
Well, it would never work to go in through the main connecting hallways.
But you know an alternate route?
Oh, I know plenty. We could try the ventilation system or the engineering access shafts. But I don't know which ones the pilots have increased security in. ACHIM won't let me access that information. But what HM is able to show me are all the work schedules of the lower rings.
How does that help?
By looking at the fixie work schedules, I can figure out what parts of the ship they have access to. Obviously, there will still be security measures in place, but they'll be less absolute than in areas where only guards can go.
Can you deal with the security measures?
I've been considering that. HM is an incredibly sophisticated computer. Back on Earth, I would have sworn it was impossible to hack.
Hack?
Hacking is breaking into computers, and normally it's really hard. But I've been thinking. When I passed the door to the first ring earlier, I noticed something. The access panel displayed 3 extra levels of access codes necessary to unlock it.
Makes sense. They want to be totally certain that nobody but the guards can get in.
Yes, it does make sense. Perfect sense. Except I realized that all this extra security, the access codes, the issuing of full combat suits to the guards, they were programmed to only be possible if the emergency protocols were in place. But HM's basic programming allows the emergency protocols to stay in effect for only a short time, several months at most. That way the ship's officers have a chance to resolve whatever the emergency is, but can't abuse the expanded authority HM grants them in a crisis. But from what you've told me, the emergency protocols have somehow been in effect for decades at least.
You said that the damage to HM allowed somebody to limit your access. Couldn't that same damage have let them change these emergency protocols?
That's what I'm hoping.
Wait, what? Why?
Well, I'm not a programmer, but Kim taught me a lot when we were building the ship. I think I know what parts of HM were damaged.
So?
So, this means I know how to hack HM. I know how to get into the first ring, but there's a catch.
Of course there is.
We're going to need help. You know, I think it's about time Seven and I were properly introduced.
Hello there, Angela. My name's Max. I helped put you in here, but I don't know a thing about you. Yang, I'm talking to a corpse in a tank. Why am I talking to a corpse in a tank? Well, I suppose there really isn't anyone else I can talk to. Not about everything that's been going on. I wish I knew your story. It's funny to think of a laborer in here with the Eternal Sleepers. You'd think Caretaker Kyong, or maybe the other caretakers, would have been able to see the difference. Shouldn't there be some distinction, some way to tell a sleeper from an ordinary human being? Still, if they can die just like us, they can't be that different. How many of these cryo pallets are just holding corpses, do you think? There's not really any way to tell. My fellow caretakers have been quite thorough in hiding it. You know, as a kid, I always dreamed about being a caretaker. Everyone assumes I just wanted to jump up a ring, but that wasn't really the reason. The reason, it's in the name, caretaker. We care for people's bodies, we do our best to care for their souls, and we care for the eternal sleepers so that one day they might awake and care for us all. I really believed that. I always believed that. Even after I panicked and helped a laborer profane a cryopallet, I still believed. But now, after watching somebody, a caretaker, lift a corpse out of that very same pallet as if it were nothing out of the ordinary, I just don't know what I believe anymore. Soul, I wish I were still a farmer.
Hey there, Seven.
Yang!
Sorry to startle you.
How long were you standing there?
We just got here. Why? Were you talking to yourself?
What? No, well, not exactly.
You want to watch out for that. The first sign of madness, they say.
Questioning my own sanity is the last thing I need right now.
I'm sure you remember Dr. Laura Williams?
Oh my, I'm sorry I didn't see you there, Doctor.
That's all right. It's good to meet you, Seven.
Seriously? You told her my name is Seven?
It's a good name.
What are you two even doing up here? Isn't it risky for you to be up here if it's not your work shift?
Maybe, but we can handle it.
Okay, but why are you even here?
We need your help.
You see, we're planning to sneak into the first ring.
What?
Shh. Not so loud.
Are you two crazy? Why would you want to go in there?
We have too many questions for the pilots for us not to go.
Well, what do you need me for? Caretakers can't get into the pilot's ring any more than laborers can.
Maybe that's just what they want you to think.
What?
I have a plan to get us into the first ring. For it to work, we have to trick the computer into thinking that there's a medical emergency. And to do that, we need an accredited medical officer.
What?
We need a caretaker. We need you, Seven. Think about it. The proactive approach may be the best way to keep your involvement in Dr. Laura's awakening secret.
I don't care about that. I'm tired of all these secrets.
If you're tired of secrets, then help us.
I don't know.
How else are you going to find out the truth?
You're right. This is the only way. I'll do it. I'll help you get into the first ring.
To be continued. Episode 2, A Web of Secrets. Written by Laura Munger, directed by Julia Rutledge. Sam Finley is played by Lauren Odie. Dr. Laura Williams is played by Aubrey Dangel. Maximillian Kramer VII is played by Mitchell Parker. ACHIM is played by Wyatt Chapman. Henry is played by Trent Browning. Caretaker Kyong is played by Walter Lutsch. The first caretaker was played by Julia Rutledge. The second caretaker was played by Shelley Ewell. And the guard was played by Adam Kane. Lost Souls is executive produced by Kallan Gustafson.